Good morning, 7th grade art. Today we're going to start our Doodle Portrait Collages. We're going to take a picture that we took from Snapchat and we're going to turn it into a doodle collage. Here's an example from the Art of Education University lesson plan. And we're going to make a fun self-portrait. So the first step is to take your picture and we're going to cut it out. So you can cut just the head out if you want, or you can use the rest of the shoulders and neck. It's up to you. I think I am going to cut the head, and maybe I'm going to give myself some new hair, so I might cut that part out. So I'm just going to cut the hair, leave that as part of that background. It's going to look really funny. I look like I'm bald. And then I'm going to find a spot on my page where I'm going to glue it. So when I glue that, then I'll decorate all around it however I want. So I don't know what I want to add here, so I just need to play around with the position where I'm going to put it. So I think I'm going to put mine about here. And I have a crazy idea for the background, so I'm going to glue this down so I don't lose it. I put a lot of glue on there. You almost can see the little chunks. Then I'm going to put it here and smear it down. So you can go like this to really press it down. Put your name on the back while you have it flipped over. And now I think I'm going to turn myself into a turtle. So I'm starting in pencil because then if I make any mistakes, I can erase it. So I'm going to give myself a turtle shell. And maybe I'm like some kind of a tortoise. So whatever you want to do to your self-portrait, you can do. So you can turn yourself into some kind of a superhero. You can turn yourself into an animal. You could just give yourself like a really crazy outfit, crazy hairdo. It's up to you. So however you can make it creative and unique, that's what you're going to go with. So I am just using my pencil to sketch things out. I want to do like a pattern, I think, for my turtle's shell. Usually have really fun patterns. And probably put a piece over here. Now I have to think of a background. So in the example given from the lesson plan, the hair has all these cool doodles. So I might add patterns inside here, maybe in here. And I got to give myself some crazy hair. So I cut my hair off, so I got to add that back. So maybe I have it like all wadded up in this crazy ponytail that like shoots hair all over. Then I can put designs in it. This is turning out to be one crazy drawing. So like I said, you don't have to do exactly what I do. I want you to come up with your own idea and have fun with it. Then in the background, maybe I'll put lots of vegetation or flowers or ferns to fill it in with a cool background, and I can add more doodling. Doodling is really good for you because I think it can relax you. It gets you unstuck from creative blocks. So maybe I will make some ferns here. And then I can outline everything with a Sharpie, and then we're going to be coloring them in with markers, color pencils, oil crayons, whatever you feel like using. So I think I'm going to do most of my designs with Sharpie. I don't have to do everything in pencil. I want to add some more flowers here. I'm overlapping things, so some things will be behind other things. I'm going to add some more big leaves here to fill up the space. Maybe some more flowers down here. So now I have everything pretty much set. I can do more down here with patterns and doodles, so I'm going to outline everything with a Sharpie to make it pop out. After you outline it, then you can erase any pencil marks that you don't need anymore. Some you may leave, some you might not use. So I'm going to continue to do this. So I'll be back in a few minutes when I'll have this all outlined so we can talk about patterns. So I'm just finishing up erasing the lines of the pencil marks that I no longer need. I outlined everything and modified the lines how I wanted them, and I'm just cleaning it up because I don't need the pencil marks anymore because I have my permanent lines in that I did with Sharpie. So my next step is going to be to add patterns and designs, decorations all throughout my portrait. So like I said, this is just an idea that I had. You may have some really cool ideas of your own, and I'd really like you to pursue those ideas because you guys think of things that I normally wouldn't think of, and you have some awesome ideas. So let's look at some different types of patterns. You'll be getting some handouts to help you. Picnic patterns, we have nature patterns, and just different types that are all listed here that you can use as reference for some ideas to fill in the spaces of your page. You can also look around the art room and see different patterns on the walls, on people's clothing, on the floors. There's patterns all over in the world, so you can look at your own environment and get inspired by patterns. So let's do some patterns in, I'm just going to pick a spot and start. So maybe here I'm going to do a zigzag pattern, and then I'll have all these really fun shapes to color in. And I'm doing it right with Sharpie. I don't think I need to do it with pencil. Then maybe on this side I'm going to do just some curved lines going in that direction up through that shape. And maybe here I'll do spirals and just keep repeating spirals. This is going to be one crazy portrait. I don't know how I came up with the idea of a turtle. So I'm filling that in with spirals. Doing it straight with Sharpie, being super brave. If I make a mistake, I can just turn it into something else. It's okay. We're not going to worry about that part. Okay, then maybe over here I'm going to do some shapes that look like this. They're like the letter U, but if you put them together, they end up looking like scales. Trying to take my time. So I wonder if I should repeat some of these down through here. Maybe I'll repeat this one down through here. Maybe I'll repeat this one through here. This one, maybe I'll repeat here. Make a line here. And then this one I'm going to bring down here, and then I'm going to think of some different ones to put here. So maybe I could just start over. I'll zigzag them again. Then I'll do this, and then here I'm going to do spirals. And the U's that look like scales. So some areas you might want to color in black. And that's fine too. I think it adds to it, gives it contrast. So there's lights and darks. So I'm going to continue filling in my shapes, and then the next step will be adding color to your picture. Okay, I'm back. I designed my picture and I added different designs to certain parts. I added some different elements to the ground, the foreground here, and now I'm going to decorate it with color. So I'm going to use colored pencils and markers. So I think I'm just going to color in the background a certain color first. So this is the negative space that I didn't use in the background, so I think I'm going to just color all that in. I want to fill everything in with color, so I'm just going to outline the plants that I drew here and then fill it in with color. Sometimes for me it's easier to do that and then fill it in than to go and try to, like, I don't know, just the outlining and then filling in keeps it neater for me. I'm not always the neatest person. I'm a really messy painter. I just can't help it. So I'm going to fill in all of the background here. So this is going to take me a little while. I'll be back when I have this part done. Okay, I got my background filled in with purple, and it really pushes everything else out towards me so I can tell what is what. So now I'm going to use some colored pencils, and I'm going to do some designing in this hair piece that I created. So I think I'm going to do like pressing really hard on the ends, and then I'm going light towards the middle, and it creates an illusion of depth because it looks like it's rounded. So on top, it's like the light is hitting it, and then there's shadows on the edge. So I think I'm going to do that to every other one. So I'm pushing hard on the ends, and then not as hard, and hardly even shading it when I get to the middle. I like what it looks like when I do that. That's just one way you can use a colored pencil. You can get different values with one color. So maybe I'll do the same thing on the alternating spaces with a different color. So maybe I will use a lavender color here and do the same thing. Dark on the sides, pressing hard, and then I'm going lighter. Pressing and then letting up the pressure as I get to the center. It really gives it some depth. Makes it look like it's rounded. So now I'm just going to pick a different area once I finish this and start decorating that. I have to kind of turn this a little bit and go this direction. The direction that you shade also makes a difference, so pay attention to that. So I'm going to pick another color. How about I'm going to do some red, and maybe I'll do something similar where I'm starting out pretty intense and I'm pressing down, but as I go out, maybe I'm shading a little less. And I'm going to keep going in that circular motion. I'm going to try that on each one of these spirals. Oh, you know what? I should continue that down here, shouldn't I? So I'll do that here, and I'll come back and I'll finish that. Maybe I'll get another color and kind of fill in the whitish areas that I didn't shade. So I gotta continue this down. So kind of forgot that when I started out. And then I'm going to alternate with the lavender. In the same way I did above. So I'm going to alternate between using markers and colored pencils in certain areas. So I think I'm going to take and shade a little orange in with these. Use a variety of color. And then I'm going to continue working on this. So I'll be back when I have it finished to show you what it ended up looking like. So I want to fill in all the spaces with color and try to be as creative and unique as I can. So I will be back with my finished colored in Doodle Portrait. So good luck with what you're working on, and I hope you have a great time designing and coloring, and we'll be back in a little while. Okay, we're back with our crazy doodle portraits for 7th grade art, and I finished coloring mine in using colored pencils and markers. You can see there's lighter areas where I used colored pencils and I didn't press too hard, and then in areas here, this is still colored pencil, but I pressed harder, so it made the colors a little more dark. Here I mixed yellow and green together with the colored pencils, and then in other areas I just used marker. But I added patterns to lots of different areas, and I filled in the entire sheet of paper with color. So you are going to design your portrait however you like, filling in different spaces and adding color to the entire picture. When you finish, you're going to upload it to Artsonia, and you're going to add at least 3 sentences for your artist statement explaining something about your work, maybe something that was hard, something that was easy, something that you liked, challenges you might have had, but a minimum of 3 sentences.